Okay, let's get back to it. You have more space for spare for how many RPG you have on screen? How many screens do you have, and what's all the space being accommodated for already? Okay, come on, Imame. You want to go up so badly here. You just want to go so up, you bastard. Neat. I see. Well, at least you're min-maxing your space, you know? Clearly what this means is you need another monitor. I remember because I used to have a laptop for a while. When I first was using computers, I had a laptop. And eventually I went to a desktop, but I was used to one monitor, and I had still kept one monitor. I was like, yeah, I don't really see a use for two monitors. I would never need one. And then eventually my brother was updating some, like, his setup or everything. He had a spare monitor left over. He was like, hey, you want it? And so I was like, I mean, sure. I was like, yeah, I don't really care for a second monitor, but I guess I'll take one. And then about a month later, I was like, I could never not use two monitors, though. And then I was in the boat of like, yeah, I'd never like need three though. Like two does everything I need. I'd never need a third monitor. And now I have three monitors. I'd be like, I could never go back to two. Hey, thanks for good luck, Alan. Appreciate it. Okay, come on, Yamame. You want to go up so badly. Thank you. Okay, let's not die to Parsi. Come on, Parse. There we go. Nice Parse. Okay, I'm gonna do a very dangerous thing, which is say that I'm a lot happier with where my stage 3s have been as of late. And we'll see if that goes well. I don't like when she goes straight up. But I guess I'm getting more used to it. Oh, yeah, I cock it up immediately. Knew that happened. It always happens. You are filthy. Okay. I walked right into it. Hey. Okay, back again with Parsi. Nito. And once again, we're knocking on the lasers. Okay, that was a bit improper, but you know, it is what it is. Ooh. It really tried to push me left straight at that laser. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I read that last second. You filthy, filthy woman. Neato. That was improper. You know what they say, never in question. All's well that ends well. Okay, Orin, you want to give me a good mid-9 2 so badly. You know, it's a good sign that when you can mess up, you can still recover it. In instances where it's recoverable. don't feel like it's made me worse at Satori. In fact, I feel like I've been better at Satori as of late. Like I've been feeling worse about her final, but I've been feeling a lot better about her first two attacks as of late. But ever since I had that one miss, Satori has become so much more stressful. I don't think it's made me worse against her. It's just made it a lot more stressful. I think that's in large part just because it's like... Satori is like, oh, she's kind of like the mid-game entrance to the late game. And now it's kind of like, hey, she's like one of the harder parts of the game as a whole. She's no longer like just some part of the mid-game. Like, my mind with the Prism Rivers was always like, okay, you know, this is a rough fight, but, like, Yomu is, like, the big thing that was, like, I need to get past. So, like, the Prism Rivers were stressful, but they didn't feel stressful as Satori does right now. Game's stressful at times, you know? Okay, Orin. You want to give me a good Orin fight so badly. You want to be really generous here so badly. I know you do. You want to give me a good opening spread on this first spell so badly. Ah, yeah. Difficult spell, especially when it's easy to get ahead of yourself on it. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Sometimes needles of cringe are cringe. Especially rough under pressure, you know? Like, the attack's bad enough as is. Excuse me? Guess I timed that slightly improperly. Oh well. That's still tied for my best pace up till that point ever. So, you know, that's pretty good. The more consistently I can try to get there, the better. Ooh, you want to give me a good UNR so badly. I don't know if my heart rate this high is... I don't know if it matters if she gives me a good UNR or not. It's gonna be sketchy either way. Never mind, world's freest UNR? That's not actually true. It just wasn't particularly bad. Okay, that was a little slow and a little questionable, but you know. That was also questionable. World's least questionable peta flare? Hello, Sumilar. You know, I'm not on pace, but there still is pressure on this run, which is good. Hell's Taco. It's one of the most movement-based spaces. I'm on 2 miss right now. Sometimes you gotta kiss the bullet. I really don't like this spell. I know it's a little redundant because I say it every time I'm here, but you know what? I'll keep doing that every time I'm here. Perfect bird. 2 miss. But it feels like a 1 miss because it was just 2 misses to the same attack. So you know, pretty good. That is not a nice thing. It's funky. It's a funky spell, right? Because it's the closest thing you get to in like Touhou to Seiya without being Seiya. Hey, Pete, score PB. Because it's just so... bleh. Because it moves you like properly. Ugh. But yeah, it's a good run. Needles of heckin' cringe, dude. I'm gonna do another in a second. I need a breather. Turns out having a really good pace like that for a while is stressful. So I need to wait a second. I need just some water. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Game's stressful, you know? Game's quite stressful. I think another reason about why Satori Onward feels more stressful now than it has for a while is because ever since I actually got that one miss, it's like, oh, it's actually, like, right there. Because until that point, I had yet to ever string together a perfect stage 5 and stage 6, and to me that was still like a very, very tall task to climb. But now that I've actually done it, and I know I can do it. I mean, previously I knew I could do it, but like the fact that I've actually done it. Makes a lot of it more stressful, because I know I'm actually, like, close. Instead of it being like, you know, I can do all these things, but, like, I'm still far because I can't, like, string most of it together. I can string a lot of it together, but not most of it. But now I can string basically all of it. And Needles is really bad for the run. Because, like, Catwalk is, like, one instance of a really bad dodge. Kind of, you know, there's a couple other, like, minor instances in there, but it's really, like, one instance of a heavy, brutal dodge. Like, trying to get through the core part of Catwalk is brutal, but the thing that makes it not one of the hardest spells of all time is just the fact that it's just the one major dodge, which makes it really difficult, but not like top tier difficult. But Needles is weird because it's the one spell in the entire game that's kind of traditional heavy dodging. And it's not as chaotic in the for like a one-time dodge as Catwalk, but it's consistent for like 25 seconds. Because like Oku has some difficulty, sure, but none of it's really, like, traditional. UNR dodging the blue bullets is fairly like that, but, like, when you're playing around the suns, it makes UNR feel really stand out compared to a lot. It's, like, really slow comparatively to a lot of hard attacks. And Pet of Flare is fairly traditional in its type of dodging, but the suns are still cause it to stand out a bit more. And it's not like Tokamak is like that top tier. Like, Tokamak is weird because, like, it looks terrifying, but it just kind of works. Most of the time, at least. But it and Sub-Sun are definitely not traditional spells in the way they play out. So, like, Oku is fairly difficult, but she's weird. Because her hard attacks feel different than, like, a lot of hard attacks. And the good news is that makes her, generally speaking, not as difficult as some bosses. But then it causes something like Needles of Yore to stand out, because it's like the one really traditional hard late-game attack. Definitely one of the easiest final bosses. I believe that in terms of LNN, she's up there. Like, UNR is kind of dice rolly. I think Petaflare is too, to a fair degree. But, like, if you're comparing Stage 6s, I'm going to ignore PCA98 for a second, because the only PCA98 boss I'm, like, fairly familiar with is Shinky. She's relatively quite easy for a Stage 6 boss. In fact, maybe the easiest. But Oku is probably on the easier half, I would argue. At least above average in terms of... Well, at least below average in terms of difficulty for Stage 6 bosses. But she's a Stage 6 boss on Lunatic. She's a threat, right? Like, every Stage 6 boss can kill you. Like, UNR and Peta are both bitches. And even if you look outside of them... Like I said, at the very least, Tokamak and Subsun can be questionable. Yeah, that's the thing. She's no Remy, right? In fact, honestly, I compare her similarly to Yuyuko, as she peaks a little harder. That's really the thing. Like, Yuyuko's really only big problems are Sumizome and RB, and UNR and Peta are definitely worse. But the thing is, it's not like there's that much else that really puts Oku over the top compared to her. But it 100% puts her over the top compared to Yuyuko. But the problem is, it's like, okay, who else? Oops. There's 3 of them that spawn in Dum Dum. So glad I started with the news laser movement. Yeah, I can't speak well over UM. Like, I don't really know. Like that and the Wily Beast, their Stage 6 bosses, I really can't say that much to. Because I barely spent any time on them. Grinding for the 1cc compared to a lot of games, so my knowledge about them is a lot less than most of the others. But, like, okay, do you want to fight Okina? Like, maybe if you're fall or winter Okina, maybe you want to fight more than Oku. But I think, at the very least, if you're summer or spring Oku, there's no world you want to fight Okina over Oku. Junko, like, no one's gonna try to argue that Oku's harder than Junko. Even, like, Sukuna? Maybe I'm just inexperienced with Thorny Path, but, like, do you really want to do Thorny Path? Maybe. Sukuna's not, like, too bad. Summer's brutal. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, even if you picked fall/winter, I still don't know if, like, maybe you'd think Okina is easier. But at the very least, if you pick spring or summer, I don't see a world you think spring/summer Okina is easier than Oku. Can you, like, go to the left and not be a little bitch? Yeah. No. What I'm saying is there's no way someone... I hate this spell. There's no way someone's going to sit here and argue that Oku's harder than Junko, realistically. Eat! Bro's throwing. It's over. Might as well pack it up here. But, like, the Sukuna one, I don't know, roll the dice. That game's also kind of really dependent on what shot type you play, so I don't know for sure, but... I don't trust Thorny Path. Not even just PDH. I mean, PDH is really the cream of the crop with Junko. I hate... What is it? What's her second spell called? What is that spell called again? Murderous Lilies, that's what it is. I hate Murderous Lilies personally. But to be honest, the rest of Junko... I mean, the rest of Junko is rough, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to pretend it's easy. But it's not that bad. Like, it's not terrible. Like, PDH is really what makes Junko go over the top. If Junko didn't have PDH, she would be up there. But she definitely wouldn't be as notorious as she is, right? Because PDH sticks her up so far. Like, PDH is so... I hate Murderous Lilies as well. Like I said, I hate Murderous Lilies. When I did the 1cc, I spent a while practicing Junko. And from what I can say is, it's like, Murderous Lilies I hated. And, like, PDH is really the thing that sticks out. Like, the rest of it is definitely very playable. Like, there's nothing else that she has that makes me go, this is just terrible. Remy's harder than Junko. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, as far as I know, in terms of the LNN, Remy is regarded as the hardest Stage 6 boss. Because Remy's ending is just brutal. Like, her non-4 into... Well, what is it? Vampire Illusion into... Her non-4 into Scarlet Meister into Scarlet and Sokyo is a really, really brutal, like, set of attacks in a row. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so Sukuna, I'm not super confident in, like, whether or not I'd say that Sukuna's harder or easier than Oku. I think that one's a little close. Miko, I mean, I didn't spend that much time on Miko. I don't think people are gonna say Miko's harder than Oku. But, you know, someone might come here and be like, was it her pen ultimate is actually that bad? But I don't think people argue that. But I've seen crazier. Some of it be personal too. Yeah. Some people are going to be better or worse at different attacks. It's just the nature of it. It could be... I mean, I could see it being argued. I've just never heard it myself. That's what makes me not say it at the moment. So, like, if someone came in here and said that they think Miko is probably slightly harder than Oku, I believe it, but currently I don't. But that's just what my gut tells me. Byakuran, maybe I just suck at Byakuran, but holy shit, Byakuran is... I'm definitely putting harder than Oku. No question about that. Oh, I mean, Byakuran could just have her second non and her final, and I'd put her as harder than Oku. I hate those two attacks with a passion. Those two attacks are some of my least favorite attacks to do in Touhou. I lost like 6 different 1cc runs to legendary flying saucers. Is Devil's Recitation that RNG? That's okay. It's been a long time since I played that spell, and I'm currently more familiar with Shinki's version, which is very consistent. And I'm not sure exactly how much Byakuran's differs from that, because it's been about a year since I played that. So my memory's not that good on some of the specifics about Byakuran. Anyway, point being, Byakuran's harder than Oku. I don't think that's a question. Kaneko, I think Kaneko's harder than Oku. I think. And then what? Eren versus Eren and Kaguya? I really don't know shit about the Eren fight. I'm a lot more familiar with Kaguya, who... Oh, you filthy rat. Where, I can't say anything about Eren. But at the very least, Kaguya, I'm pretty confident saying is harder than Oku as well. So that's a majority of the stage 6 bosses. But still, even if she's even if she is easier than the average, she's still a stage 6 boss who can kill you. Because this is Touhou on Lunatic. Did I miss a red P? Well, I think one thing about Remy versus, in the Remy versus Junko argument, is Junko appears a lot harder. I feel, because Junko has, and I mean the entirety of Lol K, which is why I think Lol K gets such a high like Clown Piece. Clown Piece has such a high skill floor. So like that's the thing about PDH. PDH has such a high skill floor out of like all the most attacks in Touhou, you know, right? Like, you're talking top 5, top 3 hardest attacks in all of Touhou. And so that's one thing that, like, because Scarlet Meister can give you okay things. Like, Scarlet Meister doesn't have to be the worst thing you've ever seen. Although it very well can and will be, but it won't all, like, so Scarlet Meister and Scarlet Gensoku, it's possible to, like, it doesn't have as high of a skill floor, because you can get those better, like, oh, you can play it and capture it quicker than you will with something like PDH. But when you're trying to LNN something, you know, and you look at the whole, you know, what's ultimately going to be better? I mean, at the end of the day, you're looking at USD and LOL-K's LNNs are like the third and like second hardest ones on the list, right? So it's not like there's really that much difference between the two in terms of super difficulty, but FDR, yeah. Because, like, only DDC bad shot types really is, like, worse, right? And so I think that's one of the big things, especially because people usually treat LOL-K as like the hardest game, and I think that's in large part because of like the casual, you know, the non-lunatic players that are, you know, fools like me trying to LNN the game, where that game has like a significantly higher skill floor than most others, so it can prey upon people who are not as used to these games and as good as them. Because, like, I've always said that I don't think USD's 1cc is that bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely difficult, but, like, I don't think it's that bad compared to some of them. But the problem is when you try to, like, you would go for an LNB/LNN, it gets a lot more questionable. In my opinion. Someone on Reddit disagrees with you, therefore your opinion's wrong. Yeah. But I mean, even if you combine bad shot and good shot, and you averaged out every game, USD and LOL-K would be, for LNN purposes, again, this is not for 1cc purposes, for LNN purposes, those two are definitely uno and dos on terms of average across the runs. Yeah, but there may be some mild bickering in which run is specifically harder than which one. I believe that insert shot type in LOL-K is actually harder than insert shot type in USD. Okay, I did that a little questionably, but it still worked. This would be hardest LNN, true. As someone with the PCB LNN, I can assure you it's the hardest game in the series. By a long shot, too. Like, I had to live through Lunas and Nan 2. That might be the hardest attack in the entire series. Not even close. I did spam as Reimu homing. PCB is the hardest LNN in the series. That's not because it has, like, oh, it's got, you know, there's no clown piece or anything, but that game's got Chen. And no other game has Chen, so that game is actually the hardest LNN in the series. Because Chen made me want to pull my hair out sometimes. Oh my goodness, what are you doing to me? Mount Uwu deciding to be a little cringe sometimes. What are you doing to me? Listen, you can only die to Kimen Toko so many times before you, like, start to lose your sanity. Is what I would say, but, you know, by the time I started trying to LNN that game, I guess the better question was, did I even have it to begin with? Each day, which is nice. I mean, that's the thing about Lol K's difficulty, you know. Everyone talks about, oh, Clown Piece and Junko, right? But, like, the thing that really pushes Lol K into the stratosphere is just its god-awful early game. Like, Ringo and Doremi just, like, are really something else. Because, like, even with, like, the bad DDC shots, at least stages 1 and 2 are really tame. At least with, like, USD, stages 1 and 2 are pretty tame. Comparatively. You know, I mean, you're still playing a Touhou game on Lunatic. Everything can kill you, because it's Touhou on Lunatic, but... I mean, Doremi Non 1, in terms of consistency, you know, is argued to be as difficult and potentially worse than PDH, right? Like, that's how brutal Doremi can be. It's like, what if one of my numbers in the code was typed improperly? It had an extra 0 on it. Gee, that would be weird. That's what I'd argue, right? Like, that attack is a lot more variable than, like, PDH. PDH, like I said, PDH has an absolutely massive skill floor. But I think if you're good enough to be able to do PDH, you can get to a point where you're not bad at it, where you're actually handling it, you know, not 1 in every 1,000. If you can get to the point where you're actually good enough to capture it. A little disgusting. I should actually focus up because it's a Satori. There's no other attack in Touhou that I fundamentally hate the design of more than this. Is this because I suffered to it for like 2.5 hours on Shoot the Bullet? Yes. Excuse me? Just slightly more HP than I thought. Nice. I'll take Family Team's word as the residential EOSD player. Yeah, have you ever thought about just capturing books? SMH my head. I should have waited another gap. So, because I kind of got thrown off my rhythm there, but you know, if it ends well, that's all that matters. Copium. I love you, kitty cat. You're my favorite. I don't know if that's long enough stall, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. That was so fucking close. Don't be eyeing. I literally had this pace already today. We already saw that Orin is a bit of a skank ass hoe at times. That coin? What about it? There was nothing questionable there. Best catwalk pace, one per day. Yeah, I mean I've never had two paces here in one day before, so you know, it's pretty good. Just play it nice and slow on this first non. Okay, so you want to give me a good ring. No! I didn't go left fast enough. Oh, I was just slightly off. Damn it, I saw the left line too, I just missed my input. Sub 24-second kill? Dude, that new strat is so good for that spell. A one miss Orin. Name something more iconic than a one miss Orin. Position was bad. No, that was actually a pretty solid spell 1-2. I just missed my input at the end. Like, it wasn't great, don't get me wrong, but when is it great? Oh, good kitty. Trust me, I've tried that before. This was a run. That's not how it works. Oh, with that, I guess I'm riding this wall. At least I know that backup if I forget the cut. I didn't actually know this. I stumbled upon it at one point when I forgot to make a cut, and I was like, well, I might as well play it out, and I crawled up the wall, and that worked. So I've done that a few times. It's really consistent. You don't even have to make the cut. As long as you just play slow enough, you can grind up the wall. It's pretty smart. I wonder how Reimu can cap this. I don't know, Alan. Actually, that's a good question, Alan. How do you cap that as Reimu C? So it just does work like that? Interesting. You want to give me a good UNR so badly, Oku. You know you want to. You want to not give me pissage shit so badly. Oh, I hesitated after that second one. If I would have rushed it immediately or waited slightly longer, it would have been good, but I did the middle ground. Oh, that's fine. You can have your nasty one now. That just means that next time she won't be nasty, right? That's how it works. That just means Petaflare won't be disgusting, right? Least disgusting Petaflare star you've ever... What? Why would you do that to me? Least disgusting Petaflare, excuse me. Hitboxes. Like when she dies in the drive-by. Just immediately... She's going Mach 10, and she just immediately stops. Talkmac, the spell that makes no sense and yet somehow works consistently. don't like this spell. I had to get it in there before the spell was over. Just gotta always make sure I comment on it. Another 2-miss? Question mark? Is that like my 4th or 5th one? That's like my 5th 2-miss or some shit. Oh, that you can't see that. You know, in case people might have thought that my opinion on Sub-Sun has changed since the last time I fought it, it hasn't. They all lived happily ever after. Yeah, I think it's 5 2-misses now. I think the one below 2 again was a 3-miss. I think. I might be mistaken. I forget these specifics. I'm gonna take like 30 seconds and then spend an hour and a half. I can do one more. Try one more. So you know the hardest spell in the game when you go with bombs? I believe that. Like, Cat's Walk is tricky, but it's still one bombable. Although it also does depend on the character you're playing as. Like, it's like when I 1CC'd, I definitely had A, worse damage strats, and B, I'm playing Rainbow B, so I had to double bomb that one, but I'd believe it. Although it's been like 4 years since I grinded for this 1CC, so I don't remember some of the specifics. Oh, Petit Flare is really bad too. But I mean, you're talking about, like, 2 of the top 5 hardest attacks in the game. Across the board. It's like whether or not you think one is necessarily harder than the other, I don't think really... Did I lose another red P? Do I just keep doing that? I keep accidentally losing a red P? It doesn't literally affect, like, anything. It's the difference between going into stage 2 at 3.95 power versus 4.0 power. But considering that the first enemy in the stage drops a P anyway, it doesn't matter. but it matters to me in spirit. Because she drops 0.30 power. No, actually, wait. No, she dropped 0.35. Am I at max? Yeah, she dropped 0.35. So I am actually at max. Listen, you can tell that I don't pay too much attention to the power specifics, but like I do a little bit. Because when I exit stage 1, sometimes at 3.95, it irks me for no reason other than it irks me. But it's like in PCB, because like every time I end PCB stage 1, I'm at like anywhere from 120 to 128 power. And, like, I'm always so, like, aware of, like, what's my current power status at? Am I going to be at, like, max going out of this stage? What's my power level going to be at? Am I going to be at max here? Am I going to be at, like, 126 when I hit max power? It's really important. I mean, the games that are the hardest to gain power in are what? UFO and UM, right? I don't know how UFOs... I don't know how either of their power, like, really works, though, for LNNing. I'm not too aware of what your power levels are, Stage 1/Stage 2 in those games. You're only getting max power in Stage 3. Ooh, beautiful. Because, like, UFO, at least when I was doing it, I remember I had to kind of fight to get max power by the end of the stage portion of Stage 2. Like, I had to, like, I kind of actively had to route it out to make sure I hit max power before Kogasa. I don't remember with the 1cc, I don't remember, what UM's power level looked at, probably because I was too focused on, like, ooh, what does this card do? This card gives me infinite bombs, that sounds good. Whee! It is always interesting to see the differences across games, though, because, like, some games, you're, like, designed to hit max power on Stage 1, and some games you're not. Like, you know, this game, PCB, two that come to mind, where it's like, okay, by the end of Stage 1, you're at max power, or you're, like, a hair off of max power. You know, if you look at, like, EOSD, by the end of Stage 1, you have, what, little over half? And you get the rest of it in Stage 4, or Stage 2. It's always interesting to see the differences in game design there. That is what I have learned to do for the laser hell, which is called the barely move an inch strat. I found it has made laser hell a lot more consistent. You just stand still, you look at the laser, and you're like, I'm gonna tap slightly this direction, and you leave it at that. It's not perfect, but I felt it's been a lot better. Powerful standing is? Yeah, it's incredible. You gotta do this the entire time. Ooh, look at all these dodges I'm making. I broke the bubble, it's over. Fire spell in the entire game, you break the shackle, you lose the spell immediately. GG. It's unbelievable how they have shackles that when you break them, the world's slowest moving bubbles spawn out. Like, how are you supposed to survive that? Mount Uwu, my beloved. Holy crap, she moved far to the left? That's incredible. I didn't know she was capable of doing that. I did know, she just hasn't done it at all today. I love this. I really was not sure the direction I wanted to go there. Nice. Fuck lasers anyway. Yeah, they're my least favorite shot type in all of Touhou. It's just like, yee. Listen, lasers are bad, and then you play UFO, and you're like, I hate them fundamentally. Why do they exist? It's not a joke. Yeah. Honestly, a really good strat a lot of the time, or some of the time, is just to stand still and react to the bullets around you. So basically just only move based to like when you feel like you have to. It's a legitimate strategy that's actually quite successful some of the time. What am I doing? Every other wave, dum-dum. Every other wave. Honestly, I have more PTSD with Ichirin than I do with Sho. Not good damage. Fortunate I didn't cap that. I'm now sad. Yeah, I messed that one up. I baited that improperly. I went left, right, left like a dum-dum. Does full non. Yeah, but I still want to capture it, right? Like, it feels improper to not capture it. That's my issue. Like, it's not as full spell as, like, you know, skipping Cat's Walk is comparatively, but I still like capturing it. Like, my concern was I didn't want to win that. Like, I was like, I don't want to win this run after I don't cap that mid-non. Because then I wouldn't be happy with it. or as happy with it, I should say. Okay, game, you got like 1 or 2 more attempts out of me for the day. Why are you like this? Yes, because you can time down the popcorn part. Even if you skip Catwalk, you can still time down the popcorn part, right? So like it's still bad, but Catwalk is kitty catwalk. You're almost off the corner, yeah. It's like, don't get me wrong, the popcorn is still a little ugly, and having to, like, time down the mid-nons, like, almost all the way is still, like, not the prettiest thing, but at the same time, you're talking about Catwalk, which is potentially the hardest spell in the game, debatably. Based on Lunatic. Some Reimu A fans better jump in and just be like, Insect Nest is actually the hardest spell, therefore Catwalk being one of the hardest spells in the game is invalid. Oh, you can skip it on Lunatic. I just don't do it because I don't want to skip it. Many people do skip. Many people do skip Catwalk on LNNs. It's not a full spell if you do that, but people will still do it. Like, some people don't like doing unethical strats, some people don't like skipping things, you know, there's a bunch of people don't like certain safe spots. I'll safe spot anything. I'm perfectly content to safe spot attacks. I don't like skipping them, generally speaking. Yeah, but Al, my point was I've had someone say that, I had heard somebody say that they think Flying Insect Nest is the hardest spell in this game. Now, to be fair, they're saying at least to them, which is a fair statement to make, don't get me wrong. Like, I've sat down and complained many a times how I put Demon Parade in my top 5 hardest spells. That's no longer the case. I'm feeling better on Demon Parade than I used to, but to be honest, I don't remember the exact wording. But the context was around the lines of, I think Flying Insect Nest might be the hardest spell in the game, approximately. Yeah, last full spell is only required in that game. And to be fair, when it comes down to skipping attacks, at least for the Windows games, there's literally 2 games where it's particularly relevant. Or skipping attacks. Like timing out / not getting full spell, where it's particularly relevant. And that's this game and 13. Because Yoshika is weird. Like, those are the only 2 games where, like, you can really get a LNN that's not full spell. DDC Batshot. What do you time it? I guess DDC Batshot does time out some things. Like, I know I've seen Kagero mid-spell and such timed out before, so I guess that's also fair. I don't really think about that one. Although I think if you're playing DDC Batshot, you know, everything's off the table at that point. Skip OBG amount of faith. If there was, some people would be really happy to find out. That was a little gross. Well, hell on earth, Kawasaki beat. Have you ever thought about just getting good SMH my head? Like, I don't see what's so hard about Kagero mid-spell. Just kill it, right? Just kill her. Just stand there, just dodge the bullets. You do that literally every other spell. Just kill her. What's so hard about that? It's just a doggo. It can't be that bad. Getting good is true hard. Now that's a true statement right there. Oh, I hate the. Why would you like, just like, go further to the left? You incompetent woman. Sock had like 1 to 4, right? Damn, tell him to get good. SMH my head. So hard about a cat walking? Now we're asking the real questions. Have you ever taken a cat for a walk before? Ooh, they're wild, I tell you. There's a reason why people walk their dogs, but less people go out and walk their cats. Let me just tell you that. Oof. Before he made this game, Zune went to take a cat for a walk, and he hated the cat with a passion. So then he designed Orin after that cat he hated so much. And made all of her attacks like similar to the experiences he had with the cat. Which is why she's a bitch in this game to play against, so... True story, by the way. True story. Cat hair confirmed, yeah. I mean, look at this. Chen was a pain in the ass. Orin's a pain in the ass. I don't think Michael Cat is particularly that painful, but, you know. Why would you... I got demarcationed. I wouldn't play this out normally. I'd normally just reset or potentially just stop playing for the day, but this is last run. Why would I do this to myself? But this is like last run of the day, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's go a little bit more. If I throw like 1 to 2 misses against Satori, I'll probably just call her there, but you know, play it out a little bit at least. You get 1 miss. I don't know if that'd be a good or a bad thing. I'll tell you, it'd be a good thing, but it would also be slightly irritating. I wasn't looking at the screen. I looked away. I was like, oh, I got another second on this one. This is what happens when I go into Satori without pressure. I get so lazy. You ever 1 miss to that type of thing? Well, I have close enough too. Honestly, I'd argue that non is probably harder consistently than Fog Labyrinth. And my 1 misses to Fog Labyrinth, so. Oh, you're such a bitch. You know what? That's fine. Yeah. I'll take 2 misses. Let's not hate myself that much today, shall we? The great paces. Yeah, I mean, 2 perfect paces going into Orin, that's pretty good. I have not had 2 of them in 1 day before. Time to bemoan Orin for the next 24 hours.